Hello everyone, my name is BALA MYNENI. I'm a senior technical marketing engineer in software firewalls at Palo Alto Networks. And today, I'm going to talk about why network security is very crucial in the cloud and how Palo Alto Networks software firewalls can help secure your cloud workloads, especially on Azure. And we'll also talk about our different offerings. So let's get started by talking about the three main challenges in attaining cloud network security that our customers are facing. First, attacks are getting harder and harder to detect. On average, we are preventing more than 1.5 billion cloud threats every single day. And those attacks are getting faster, with the average time to exfiltration shrinking from days now just down to hours. Second, multi-cloud strategies continue to grow. Just a couple of years ago, it wasn't uncommon for our customers to have one or even zero public clouds in their environments. Now, it's uncommon for them to have fewer than two. And then finally, network security operations themselves are getting more complex. For each software firewall instance deployed on public cloud, on average, close to 9,000 threats are identified or prevented by the firewall in a day. This is 37.8% year-over-year growth. In total, we estimate that our firewalls identify or prevent 1.5 billion threats in a day on the public cloud. But why are next-generation firewalls needed in the cloud? One of the biggest network-based risks in the cloud is allowing outbound connections to the internet. Applications need to connect to the internet for downloading software updates or for using some external APIs. So you would have to allow these connections. Once you do that, your workloads are also allowed to download malware, connect to command and control servers, and also exfiltrate your critical data. If you protect these outbound connections with Next-Gen Firewall, it can automatically block the malicious connections and save you from ransomware, command and control, data exfiltration, etc. The other risk is, as an industry, we're all trying to left shift security and patch all the vulnerabilities before the applications go into production. But there are two reasons why you can never get to a nirvana state of having no vulnerabilities in your environments. For example, unknown vulnerabilities like Log4j existed for 7 years before it was found and announced as a CVE. Also, let's talk about delays in patching. It takes enterprises weeks or even months, so you're exposed while you try to patch these vulnerabilities. But if you have all these inbound connections protected by a next-gen firewall, it can block attackers from exploiting these vulnerabilities while you work on patching. The third risk is the east-west connections between your applications. To follow the true zero-trust philosophy, you need to protect inbound connections, not just from the internet, but also coming from other applications. Otherwise, you run the risk of someone breaking into the app that's connected to the internet and then spreading laterally to the other applications. So when developing our software firewalls to deliver those superior outcomes that our customers are after, a couple of major things that we invest in or we think about every single day. First, we focus on the best possible security. We have taken the cloud-delivered security services that have made our hardware firewalls so incredibly popular and valuable in our customer base and extended those capabilities to our software firewalls. So you have the best security efficacy possible across a broad range of services, including advanced threat prevention, advanced wildfire, and advanced DNS, advanced URL as well. Second, we offer the most flexible software firewall portfolio. Whether the customer is deployed in a public or a private cloud environment and looking to secure them, we offer a range of form factors in both self-managed and as-a-service offerings that give the customers exactly the flexibility they need to protect their environments the way they choose to. And finally, we offer the highest ROI. We may not be the very cheapest offering out there, but when you account for the operational efficiency and improved security outcomes that are delivered as a result of investing in our network security platforms in the cloud, customers will realize the best price performance versus any competition out there. So now let's look at our different software firewall offerings. Here's the platform that we have built. We have created the underlying pieces and have successfully consolidated dozens of security controls into our next-gen firewall platform. We solved this problem for network security with hardware firewalls, and with our continued innovations, we are now extending it everywhere, which is to the firewalls in the cloud and SASE. In our view, there needs to be 3 layers in an effective platform. First, providing unified management by quickly, easily, and consistently managing the policies. Second, providing real-time attack prevention by offering highest security efficacy. It should be capable of learning and adapting with AI and delivering security in real time from the cloud. And third, consistent enforcement by having a single sensor for all the services on the platform. Our centralized management component delivers consistent management and operations across all the firewall form factors, whether your firewalls are deployed in the data center or in the private or public cloud. You can configure consistent policies across different firewalls. VM-Series has been in the market for more than a decade now. VM-Series Firewall is completely self-managed by the customer, runs on every cloud and hypervisor. So for those environments with a combination of public and private clouds, our VM-Series Firewall is tightly integrated into every single cloud provider and every hypervisor. It is also integrated with your familiar dev or DevOps tools, like for example, Ansible or Terraform. Customers looking to automate or scale their environments can take advantage of these tools. And of course, the licensing model itself using VM-Flex is a flexible cloud-like consumption-based model that allows them to grow their consumption based on the cloud application consumption. It also supports pay-as-you-go licensing model as well. So now let's take a look at some of the public cloud use cases. Web-facing applications needs to be protected from inbound and outbound threats like we talked about earlier. Second, avoid any lateral movement between your applications to reduce your attack surface. And third, enforce consistent policies across your multiple clouds from a single console. So here's how easy it is to deploy VM-Series firewalls on Azure using predefined solution templates with a few clicks. All the resources required for your security VNet, subnets, load balancers, your VM-Series firewalls can be automatically deployed by using the solution templates. Let's go ahead and begin the deployment. This is the topology for the demonstration. I'll be selecting the high resiliency with load balancers option. You can also select the single VM-Series firewall if your deployment would only need one firewall. Click on Create. So select your Azure subscription and also create or select an existing resource group. So here I'll be creating a new resource group. Select your region. Enter the username and password. Select the license type. Here I'll be selecting the pay-as-you-go license type. So I'll be selecting bundle 1. Click on Next. Everything has been pre-populated. As you can see, there are various architectures that you could deploy. For this demo, I'll be selecting the common firewall set with load balancers. Click on Next. Select the VM-Series version. I'll be selecting the latest VM-Series version. And if in case you would like to enable Bootstrap, go ahead and click on Yes and enter the Bootstrap parameters. For our demo, I'll be selecting No. Click on Next. The validation has been completed successfully. So go ahead and click on Create, and the deployment has been initiated. I will show you the previous deployment which I've performed, and we can see all the resources which are part of the deployment. This was the previous deployment which was successful. And as you can see here, there are multiple resources which got deployed automatically with the help of your solution template. Our next product offering is Cloud Next-Gen Firewall. Unlike the VM-Series, it's a managed service offered directly from the Cloud Provider Council in Azure. This service is built for zero maintenance with all the things like PAN-OS upgrades, scale, reliability, etc. Everything is covered in the platform itself. All the customer needs to do is sign up for the service and set the policies. And like the VM-Series, this is licensed in the cloud-like consumption-based model. so they only pay for what they use. Cloud Next-Gen Firewall offers best-in-class security. For the 11th straight year, Palo Alto Networks was named a leader in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant for the network firewalls. This network security leadership is built on cutting-edge technology, including the industry's only machine learning-powered next-gen firewall, capable of stopping known, unknown, and zero-day cyber threats. Cloud Next-Gen Firewall is easy to deploy and operate as an Azure native managed service. And it's easy to extend from on-prem to multi-cloud using Panorama. So let's take a look at some of the benefits of Cloud Next-Gen Firewall for Azure as a managed service. It allows customers to focus on what really matters to them, which is the security of their Azure infrastructure. All they have to do is define security policies and route traffic to the Cloud Next-Gen Firewall. They don't have to worry about deploying, updating, or managing the infrastructure. They don't need to worry about software updates or resiliency and scaling. That is all delivered as part of the Cloud Next-Gen Firewall service by Palo Alto Networks. Let's talk about securing your AI infrastructure. Every day, we are talking to customers on how they are using enterprise AI applications to transform their businesses. For example, financial services customers are using it to summarize reports and ultimately make buy or sell decisions for their customers. Pharmaceutical companies are using it to study reports quicker, which enable them to take new drugs to the market faster. The core elements that need protection in an AI-powered solution are the AI app, AI data, and AI model. Enterprises typically deploy modern AI apps to serve their customers and partners. These apps require internet connectivity for software updates and interfacing with external APIs, creating opportunities for the threat actors to attack and compromise sensitive data within the AI environment. Moreover, AI apps often interact with other enterprise applications, tools, and plugins, posing the risk of lateral threat propagation if compromised. In the backend, these apps communicate with AI models and training data for predictions or data classification. Hackers may exploit vulnerabilities in these AI models through tactics like direct or indirect prompt injections, compromising business integrity and enabling malicious code generation or denial of service attacks. Additionally, AI apps interact with vector databases to efficiently handle and query complex data, making them susceptible to attackers who could gain unrestricted access and cause sensitive data leakage. By implementing AI runtime security, businesses can gain actionable insights while safeguarding their AI ecosystem. Leveraging the strength of Palo Alto Networks' AI-powered runtime security offering, you can protect your AI applications against zero-day threats and lateral threat propagation by preventing unintended URLs and enforcing segmentation and restricting access. Similarly, it also ensures the protection of AI models from prompt injections and denial of service attempts and prevents malware generation, while shielding the AI data from database poisoning and sensitive data leakage. This enables enterprises to confidently secure the journey to AI while protecting any app, any model, and any data from any threats. Our approach to AI runtime security involves a three-step process: discover, deploy, and defend. We begin with the comprehensive discovery phase, during which we identify every component of your AI ecosystem. Subsequently, we deploy AI runtime security instances, and finally, we define the entire ecosystem by establishing granular policies. By using AI runtime security from Palo Alto Networks, you can easily discover AI applications, AI models, or datasets in your environment. You can deploy AI runtime instances, which offers complete protection towards your AI models, AI applications, and AI data. Also, you can continuously monitor traffic for any runtime risk exposure in your AI ecosystem. If you would like to know more about our different software firewall offerings, please visit our live community page or our documentation page for more details. We have learned about the importance and need of next-gen firewalls in the cloud. We have also looked at different software firewall product offerings like the VM-Series, Cloud Next-Gen Firewall, and AI Runtime Security. We also looked at the demo of how easy it is to deploy VM-Series firewalls on Azure using solution templates. Thank you so much for tuning in for this session on software firewalls from Palo Alto Networks.